Time for another poorly edited, even worse commentary. I don't work on any script. I just kind of do whatever it is I do, which half of it is wrong half the time, and the other half I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, we're going to be coupling trailer. First thing you want to do, you want to position your tractor in front of the trailer, and you want to check the trailer height. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, when they refer to the trailer height, they're referring to how tall the trailer is compared to the tractor. You want it about halfway up this little ramp here on the back of the fifth wheel. I just put my finger in a big gabagoo. That's awesome. Another good reason to use your gloves whenever you get out of the truck to do this stuff. Because if you have it too high on that, the kingpin there could actually come up and not contact the locking jaws right, and your trailer could actually come off or cause some serious problems. So anyway, you want to back your trailer up and you want to check that. After a while, you get used to the feel of, you can just see how tall the trailer is, compared to your tire height. And you can tell when you're backing up to it whether it's definitely too high, if it's worth getting out to take a look, or if it's too low. Because sometimes if it's too low, it'll come up and it'll just bump right into the platform or the very back of the fifth wheel. Which, if it's empty trailer, probably no problem. You can probably push it up over. But if it's a pretty heavily loaded trailer, you're probably going to damage the bumper on the front of the trailer or your truck. So we'll go ahead and hop back inside the truck here. Okay, so we're sitting in the driver's seat now. We're getting ready to back into the trailer. You can see the alignment that I have, hopefully in the mirror there, between the dualies on the tractor and the side of the trailer. You can pretty much look straight down it. The dually should be under the trailer just a little bit. You can be off a couple inches and it'll still center itself. I hope I got it off enough right now to tune the trailer a little bit so that you can see what happens. So go ahead and put it in reverse, push in the yellow valve, the parking brake valve, and then slowly slip the clutch and back the trailer, or back the tractor into the trailer. But it scoots the trailer over just a little bit, which is the kingpin aligning in the fifth wheel. And you go back, and then you hit it quick. Some people are a little bit rough like that, rougher than that actually. So that way they know that it's going to latch. Some fifth wheels, if they need to be serviced or whatever, you have to hammer them a little bit. I don't like to do that, but then now we want to check and make sure it actually latched, right? So go ahead and put it in low gear, flat on the clutch, and now you're pulling against the trailer. Bada bing, and you want to give it a pretty good grunt like that. If it's empty trailer, it'll drag the trailer just a couple inches. But you want to give it a good grunt because you want that trailer to come off right now while the landing gear is down. Versus after you go around your first corner or after you get the landing gear up and you go to take off. So every time you couple a trailer, you want to do that. Next up, what I do before I get out of the tractor, I go ahead and turn on my emergency flashers and the parking lights. So that way, while I'm hooking everything up, I can walk around the back of the trailer, go ahead and do a quick inspection. And as I'm getting out, yet again, grabbing my gloves, using a 3-point stance, so I can be politically correct with Swift here. We'll head back, and now we're going to hook up our glad hands. First up, we're going to hook up our blue service brake line. You put them in at about a 40-degree angle or so. Move it around, and then give it a bump to make sure it's seated. Sometimes if the rubber on those have gotten hard, you can spit on the rubber before you put them together, and they'll make a better seal. Next up, we'll do our electrical line. Go ahead and flip up your latch, put it in, and then if you're having a hard time getting it in, what you can do is go ahead and push the clasp down on top of it. Of course, this one's damaged a little bit. And then push down on the clasps, and it'll push the the electrical line in just a little bit farther. And then last up, we'll do our air supply line, or our parking brake line. Remember, if you're not sure which one goes where, red is always right. So as you're looking at the trailer, the red line goes on the right hand side of the trailer, regardless of whatever color lines they have here on the trailer. Red is right in the car stereo term, because the red RCA cable is always the right RCA cable, right? See, I'm in freaking Texas, so the wind's blowing up. I'm trying to make a video outside. Next up, you want to check and make sure that the registration papers are in the trailer. They should have one spot for it. Every trailer is a little bit different, but you want to make sure the registration papers are in there. That the inspection's also current. And then what we'll do, we'll go ahead and head down the driver's side, and we want to inspect the trailer for any major damages. Like this trailer obviously had something drug down the side of it. You want to check that out. You want to come back. You want to check all the landing gear and all the cross braces before we get back here too far. Hook up your air supply lines. Go ahead and supply air to the trailer. What this will do, this will let you know while you're doing your walk around if there's any leaks in the trailer. Okay, so we're continuing down the side of the trailer. Whenever you find ripples on the side of the trailer like this, you really want to bend down and take a look at the bottom, because what happened is probably another trailer was dragged down the side of it, or there's been some sort of damage to it. This goddamn wind. And you want to check and make sure that none of your cross braces here are damaged. Then you want to check, make sure all your lights are working. Hence why we turned on our flashers. Want to make sure that if you're like this trailer, it has the hazmat placards. If you're not hauling hazmat, it's illegal to have them showing, so there shouldn't be anything showing there. You want to come back, check, make sure your tires are inflated, and of course ICD and inflation, condition, and bubbles and cuts. And then you want to check and make sure that your handle here for sliding the tandems is in, and that the pins are in the lock condition. And you're also listening right now for any kind of a leak in the brakes. And then while you're here on this side, you want to look over to the that goddamn wind. You want to look over to the brake shoes or linings on the other side to make sure you have a minimum of 1/4 inch. And you're checking these tires. You want to make sure that your mud flaps aren't too terribly damaged, that they're there. You want to check the rest of your lights. After you get around to the back of the trailer, you want to make sure that your lights are working, that your license plate light also works, and then your clearance lights up on top, and that your doors are securely latched. It's an empty trailer, so I don't have a lock on mine right now. And then we do the same thing up the passenger side of the trailer. We kick the tires, check them, check the brakes, check the condition. We want to, note any kind of, abrasions to them. Abrasions, bubbles, and cuts, that's what it is. And then we'll go up here and we'll raise our landing gear. As you can see, some nice person put it back in this little hanger here. And then, bada bing, counterclockwise is up. And then you want to take your landing gear all the way up. I see a lot of guys that put 4 or 5 cranks on it and go. No. Because if you happen to go across a set of tall railroad tracks, or a lip, or you have to drive across a curb somewhere, and those get hung up, you're done. So all the way up, all the time. Come around, make sure that your handle is in the fully locked position. Head back to the truck. Gloves go back in the pocket on the door. 3-point stance getting in. Parking lights off. Emergency flashers off. And then you want to make sure whenever you go and you have a trailer on, you want to push in both the valves here, because especially with the empty trailer, if you leave this one out, you could be dragging an empty trailer tandems back there, putting nice flat spots on the tires, and not even really know about it. Alright folks, that's going to be it for the coupling video. Thanks for watching.